laughing my ass off when that happened. Just the
It was
image,
hilarious.
image that he thought he was gonna jump, do a somersault, and land on his feet on another wall.
Yeah, while heavily armored with a backpack and holding a chainsaw.
Two-handed chainsaw.
Literally just jumps and face plants.
You know what's funny is the ceilings in that tunnel system are only like 9 feet tall. So if you had said I walk across the ceiling,
Oh yeah, I
You
definitely
would've-
could have done that.
you would have no roll made it.
But would Tokala have done that?
Mm-hmm.
Roleplay people.
Yep. All right, the recording is started. Although everybody's here, I'll just record it in case. What shall we start with? You guys, I think, are at a campsite.
Didn't we fly to where McGinnis had shot up that ghost?
You are a little quiet, Rike. I can turn you up. Well, yeah.
How about now?
Great.
Better, yeah.
Maybe it's because I was eating
Oh.
at the same time.
Oh, because you were just being considerate.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Here, I'll double check too. I also lean forward, so maybe it's like using not my headphone mic.
Man, I am excited. You guys will finally get off this title screen that we sit on all the time. The Valley of the Brain Collectors one.
So, yeah, I was trying to say, didn't we like fly to the place where McGinnis had the shootout with that ghost to like set up a camp there or something?
Yeah, I think we're gonna camp there for a couple of days, improve it, and then if I spend more time there, I can teleport us there and back and different shit.
Yeah.
Is
This
what I remember
place-
was the goal.
Have an evac point.
Yeah, that's what
Correct.
I remember too. While we were setting up camp, like, did we just get like right to it? Or was there like downtime where we were doing stuff around camp, like actually securing it? Or did we just like fly there and then just start taking out our stuff?
You flew there, threw down your sleeping bags, and went immediately to sleep with no watches, is what I believe happened.
Okay.
As per standard protocol.
See, how well do I know you guys?
Is my voice clearer now?
It's still a little muddy, but I can hear you. I can understand you perfectly.
Okay, cool. Well, if there was a moment that I could have gotten people alone, then I might have tried. But if we're all like as a group the whole time, then I wouldn't.
I mean, in setting up camp, we have to assume people are going around doing individual things to help set up the camp. So it's not a stretch to say, "Oh, I get someone so and so alone to talk to them." You know?
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can have a private.
Agreed.
I mean, you guys have also adventured together so long, you can make a private conversation happen whenever you want. Like,
Okay.
that's no problem.
Yeah, I would try to talk to Ulfrid at some point if I could. Whatever he's doing, just walk up and Ulfrid. While we're setting up, I was thinking, I've heard some about your god before, but could you tell me more? What he's a god of creation or
You might
invention?
want
Is
to
that
wait.
right?
He's AFK right now.
My bad.
No!
I kill you.
Damn it, Alfred. You had one
All
job.
right.
He's unresponsive. We must put him out of his
I'll start
misery.
with,
Oh, no, don't start that shit again.
Yeah.
Fucking weird. Just Tokala things.
Okay, well, scratch that. I tried to find Olbrin, if Olbrin is alone, and
Olbrin goes invisible.
oh no! As soon as you
Oh,
see me
no.
looking for you. Okay, I turn on echolocation. No.
Oh shit. Yeah. No, he's got something for your ass there.
Yes?
Nah. Oh, I thought you literally went invisible.
No, not at all. I was just being a dick.
No, I was just gonna. Olbrin, I know, Tokala, Ulfrid, they both get their powers from gods. I remember you said that you don't know how you got yours, right? But, I mean, do you worship a god at all? Or
I
have some type
don't.
of guiding principles?
I don't. Most of my power comes from the evil, heinous deals that my ancestors made with terrible things, and I don't choose to repeat that. But because of their choices, I have innate powers, and I embrace them.
As you say that, Crocta's eyes just widen, like very terrified look for a second, and then she calms down. Oh, I see. Uh, you
I
don't.
embrace not the evil. I don't embrace the evil, but I embrace the powers that help me help you all. And I try to use them for good because I've seen my ancestors be evil, horrible beings with them.
You all heard him. He's
Hmm.
evil.
In what
Evil as
way?
fuck.
What did your ancestors do exactly that made them evil?
Man, how much
They
time have we
murdered.
got?
They murdered. Yeah, I was gonna say, how much? How much of my lore do you want?
I'm just trying to understand better. Frankly, you're quite, powerful, impressive guy, and I'm just trying to get a sense of this makeshift tribe I've joined. Right, I view you sort of as the, shaman of the group, so to speak. You and Ulfrid. So, as a leader of this group, I'm trying to understand who you are and, uh, what might guide your actions here. And,
Well, my ancestors, their society was built on whatever they could get selfishly and how fast they could get it and what horrible deal they made need to make in order to get it. And it was a circle of evil and destruction and doom that my sister and her friend and I chose to escape from and do not want to repeat or rebuild. We chose to leave that and are embracing our powers and abilities, but choosing to use them for neutral and more good things rather than evil and destruction and murder and death and horrible, horrible things.
right,
The reason I'm so
right.
familiar with a lot of the things we've come across is because of my past, and that's not something I embrace, but it's knowledge that I have and choose to use to help you guys.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. I understand. So I think you've made the brave choice, you and your sister, right? Trying to go out in the world and, despite the evil you saw, be an example for good, right? Am I
Yes.
understanding you correctly?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have some common ground here. I also, back with my tribe, tried to serve as a good example for the others in the group. And sometimes, we had our, how do I say it, the intellectual or moral compass, the leaders, and we also had the warrior class that may view everything as a tactical advantage or a weapon. And sometimes I, as a shaman, or perhaps you've seen the same, would have to step in and guide the warriors, help them make the correct decision that they may not realize yet, but they may thank us in the long run.
Well, make no mistake, I am not a compass for good. That would be Alfred. I take a more neutral approach because I had to for so long in order to survive. So,
Hmm,
if you're looking for a moral compass, look towards Alfred. I've had to do some things in my past that I'm not proud of, but they were necessary in order for me to survive
Ugh.
and my sister to survive. Yeah, that was good. Good sounding.
well, I guess I'll cut to the chase. I understand what you're saying, but how do you feel about keeping a creature in captivity, hostage, you know, just so you can use it as for some type of tactical advantage or weapon, so to speak? I would
I've
argue that's what we're doing with that brain that we're keeping. That's why I wanted to
I
talk to
would
you.
not disagree, but I would. It's a tactical advantage. That's how I view it. It's exactly a tactical advantage. He's been through something that we haven't experienced and don't quite understand, and we can learn, glean information from him, and that's worth whatever moral moral obligations that I might feel. It's a complete tactical advantage. That's why I said don't look to me as a compass for moral good. I am not that, and will not pretend to be.
Uh, I see. Uh, Procta looks a little disturbed by this. She's trying to hide it, but not doing it well. she's just a little worried. So okay, I guess I misunderstood. Generally, where I came from, people with your power were also expected to use that power responsibly, kind of guide the rest of the tribe. But
Have I
I
not
think you are
killed you?
making a mistake. Well, you could try, but I don't
I
think
could
I'd be
try
there.
and I could probably succeed, but you're fine. You're not evil. You're not doing evil things in the world. You're trying to follow your code. You're not murdering people left and right for no purpose. That was the society I came from. Murder and death for no other purpose other than for selfish gain. You're trying to follow your code, and we may not like your code, and your code may not agree with your own family members, but you're also not putting a sword to our throats every night. And I'm not either. I'm just saying I'm not a moral compass for you to look at. I do things according to my code, but I've had to make some horrible choices, and this is one of them. It's a tactical advantage for us. We need to glean the information because if all reports that we've heard of this dangerous enemy, we need to have every bit of information that we can before we tackle it. Because I could have died where I came from. I don't wish to come from the underground to die by some enemy that I had a chance to understand and defeat.
Mm, yeah. Well, I understand your survival instinct, but I guess we have to just disagree on this because I do believe that we shouldn't compromise ourselves here. And sometimes it's the job of the strong in the tribe to maybe go against the will of the mass, but if they know what's right, and they need to do what's right and kind of lead by example. But I understand you're entitled to your views, and we're not of the same tribe, I guess. So thank you though for helping me understand a little bit better.
Of course, that's what we're able to do as a family here. We help each other out. Maybe we learn. Maybe my opinions will change. You never know.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Krakow ended at that. It's gonna go around, keep doing your Suma's getting high as fuck.
Toby, is there anything I need to do in order to better learn this place and fix it in my mind for teleportation?
If you want like mega familiarity, then you have to spend a lot of time here, days, weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
If you want, I mean, it's a little bit safer than somewhere you've never been, but not a lot. Let's see. This is very familiar. Study carefully. Seen casually. You right now, by spending the night here, you're going from viewed once to seen casually, which takes you from 76% chance of perfect destination to 88.
Okay.
So that helps a lot. Studied carefully would be spending several days here with you just wandering around, memorizing all the trees, the land, the water. It's the sight and the sound of it, the smell of it. Like all of the senses help you hone in on this exact spot. The look of the sky at night helps. And if you wanted to be very familiar, you would have to like stay here for weeks or put a teleport circle. If you put a teleport circle somewhere, it becomes very familiar forever. Unless someone destroys the circle.
Well, bastards. How would I put a teleport circle down?
Spend some money and probably one evening setting it up because you happen to have a magic ink artist in the party.
Do you guys view that as something we want to spend time doing in this place, or are we okay with just the 88% chance?
Setting it up sounds like a good idea. Did it say that it costs money too, or
Yeah.
just ink? How much money was it?
It would be a one-time expenditure of. Tracy, how much are we charging you for various tattoos of ink cost?
Well, that depends. If it is if it's a one that is normally slotless, then it's the normal crafting price. If
Okay.
it's not a slotless item, then it costs the full price of the item, like if you were going to buy it from a store.
Okay. Uh. Designated. Okay. I'm going to say that its cousin, the 9th level spell, Teleportation Circle, is what we're going to base the price off of. So to do a very familiar Teleport Circle rune with Tattoo Ink, you need about 1,000 gold pieces of materials.
It's not that bad.
Not at all. I probably have that in my money, don't I, Toby?
You don't have any money. I hate to tell you,
What?
Nomcath's
What?
been buying pickpocket a lot, and no, you have 40. You have 4,400 gold.
Bastard.
Let me check on Nomcath and see how
Best.
much money you had.
That would actually be really hilarious if you'd been
That
slowly
would be. I
robbing
would have.
us.
Yeah.
I would actually not even be mad. I would just be impressed that I hadn't noticed this whole time.
Same. Same.
Well,
Just
you
slowly
know,
taking it out.
you know all those rolls where I it's,
All those private rolls
yeah,
on
where-
accident.
where
Oh,
I
yeah.
say I just been testing something.
Yeah, I totally fucking blue pill you guys when I'm like, oh, Nomcath, that roll's invisible. And he's like,
Right.
oh, sorry.
Nice. Could I try to corner Ulfred at some point too?
Sure.
If there's so at some point, yeah, if I could get Ulfred alone at some, I would just try to approach him, grok the wood, say, Ulfred, I saw earlier the other day when we were talking about the brain, you seemed conflicted at first. I feel like you agreed with me that it was cruel to keep this brain alive.
Alas, it'd be so, but I suppose that we may need it for some other reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some of your deity, but do you think your deity would? I don't know. Do they have like a moral code you're supposed to follow beyond just loving invention and creativity?
The goddess is a practical one, neither cruel nor compassionate. She loves the machines more than anything else.
Uh,
I don't. I think she is rather intrigued by this, but so I stick. I have to keep um going with it, I suppose.
you could make the choice not to if your heart tells you it's wrong.
But me goddess says it.
The goddess said isn't.
Ain't no wrong. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm the only one here that has a problem with it. I talked to Olbrin earlier too. He seems to be on the same page. I know Nomcath was. I must say, I think it's very wrong what we're doing, keeping this thing trapped in that cage and using it like a tool.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Okay, well, thought maybe I had a compatriot here, but I guess not. I'll let you get back to whatever you're doing there.
Alright then.
Man, with all these morally gray motherfuckers, what the hell? Nobody here gives a fuck.
Overall, Nomcath isn't that morally gray, but being a rogue and from his growing up, he's kind of practical about certain things. He's not
Yeah.
doing this for pleasure. He's not doing this to enjoy it. It's just like, this is important. It's worth keeping for a little while. See if we can get some more information out of it, and then I'll disable it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think also like even though Nomcath may be more reasonable, I'm like imagining Crocta is so hierarchical and like closed-minded that she doesn't even think she can like deal with you or McGinnis or Takala. She's just like must talk to the shamans of the
Spiritual
group.
ones. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
you're coming from a spiritual point of view, and that makes sense. And actually, in Krokta, no, she saw a little bit of how Namkath approached the Long Dreamer, but other than that, he doesn't seem overly all that spiritual. You know, he's quiet about
Yeah. In response to Ulfred's chat, he said genocidal maniac talking about morality.
it.
I would argue
Yeah,
that those
exactly.
they aren't alive. How can I genocide inanimate objects?
By every definition, I believe they are alive.
I mean, I don't like
So-
them much, but I mean, they think they feel in their own way. Not quite the same, but they do kind of feel, and you know,
It's
kind
an
of
illusion of life. Just an illusion. No substance underneath that skin of theirs.
Do you truly know there's nothing underneath that skin? Have you dissected one?
we have.
Have we? Okay.
Well, kind of. I mean, we've stabbed it a lot.
Eldrin really wanted to. You guys didn't who was it? Mayanda that Eldrin wanted to
Yeah.
do
Oh my
a dissection on.
gosh.
Alright, well, fuck. I guess, yeah, there goes my attempts at diplomacy.
Now here's your attempt at murder.
Whoa.
Do it. It's time to get it. It's time to reboot again. New character. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Right, Josh, you probably aren't seeing this, but Toby's asking what color we want the circle to be. He's got options of blue, green, pink, purple, red, yellow, and dark versions of all those. And he's saying that dark yellow looks kind of gold.
Now, before you say you don't care, Josh,
Ma'am?
know that the Drow have an overarching theme of purples to their cultural stuff.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. So
their
I think dark
temples-
purple.
And
Yeah.
pinks.
Yeah, purples and
Anything
pinks.
fairy fire colored.
Mm-hmm. That tends to be their theme, but Tokala can mix you up whatever color you want, I think.
I'm fine with purple. A sweet looking kind of purple. Fine with that.
Dark purple. Okay.
Yeah, are you willing to do this, Tokala? I think it may be beneficial. And we'll want to do one in Torch as well, but
Yeah, why not? Where am I putting it?
where do you want to put it? What?
Whoa.
Where?
Get a room, gentlemen.
Wow.
McGinnis is one pitching tents. Where's
Wow.
No.
Actually-
His friend is pitching his tent.
Oh, that's
I
even better.
mean-
Yeah.
Got him.
That's right. I get to assist when I just show up for the climax.
Whoa. Yeah.
See, I was nice. I let that joke slide originally when you said that. I said, nah,
Yeah,
that's- got
I
too
looked
far."
at that. I was just, how can I work that in?
You probably don't want it here on the sand of the beach.
No, would it be in the stone house or whatever left there? Something that'll last?
Yeah, there's ruins of a house nearby.
We can.
Didn't we think that was haunted or something? I guess.
Well, it
McGinnis
wasn't,
is
and McGinnis murdered him. Yeah.
Probably.
It was
I mean, it looks like
technically haunted.
at least from the map, it looks like most of the floor is intact, and if we have to, there's enough stones around to finish it off, so to speak.
That would be my suggestion, around the house or something.
Okay.
Whatever you think is most practical, Tokala, and we'll hold the ink the best.
I think that'll be fine. The ink should hold up well enough in there.
Especially if we take a little time and put some brush over the top and kind of keep it out of the weather, make this place look a little more overgrown.
I mean, we have a druid in the party. Can you do anything about that?
Sorry? The overgrownness of this?
We want it more
Right.
overgrown looking, but not to the point where it's actually overgrown. You know,
More overgrown.
Camouflage.
Yeah, I can hide the campsite temporarily, but I think I can also encourage plant growth. I don't know how long it actually lasts, though. Might be a temporary thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking more long term. Just if this is going to be our bug out hole, we want to be a place that is not going to. It's going to discourage people from looking around at. You know.
Mhm.
Oh, let's investigate this magic circle.
Exactly. I mean, I know a few tricks for basic, bushcraft kind of thing for hiding the place better. But if we could actually get some stuff growing as opposed to me cutting up bushes and stuff that's going to die off in a few days, a few weeks, then that's even better.
Yeah, if anyone knows, I just don't know off the top of my head if I have like a grow plant life permanently spell.
I believe the plant growth spell is permanent,
Okay, let me see. I'll look up plant growth.
but it's harder to
Do I
control.
have permanency yet, Toby?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
we
I
could
may
do that.
I also may be remembering D&D, and that I know that spell is permanent.
Okay, so it's a
Permanency is
third level
very expensive.
spell.
Oh, it's like, yeah, that's right, too.
Bonus is granted for 1 day after casting plant growth,
So it's not permanent.
I think.
As long as it has some immovable stones or other heavy objects to anchor to, the magic will preserve it for a long time. Like you do one of these on solid rock, it'll be there for hundreds of years. You do
No,
it
we're
on
talking
sand, it'll be there
about-
for weeks. Oh,
We're not talking about the circle. We're talking about like making this house look more overgrown so that
Oh,
anybody,
sure,
unless
sure.
somebody actually pokes their head in there, they won't see the circle.
okay. Gotcha.
Obviously, I can grab some of these other rocks, some of these bushes and trees and stuff, and hide it. But if we get actual real growth going through there with the druid, that would make it last longer.
Actually, yeah, I guess
I think it's
thinking-
permanent. The way I'm reading
Yeah,
it says
it's only
that,
like the bonus to the other spells,
right,
right?
it only increases the DC of those other spells for a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the actual
Okay.
growth is real growth, so I don't think it goes away.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go raise my hands over everything. Try to like grow plants around this whole thing, make it a little more rundown and hidden. Also, just kind of grow plants in the general area too, so it's not super obvious. Like, why is there a square of plants in the middle of the island?
Yeah.
Sure. I don't have any good palm trees. Actually, I bet I do. Well, I'll think about that later. Okay, you guys do some plant growth to hide it so it's not visible unless you're really walking right up to it. It does have kind of a faint glow.
Yeah, well, now that we have the thing is once it's inscribed, we can scatter sand over it and cover that up too, because that won't disrupt the circle, right?
Correct.
We just might get sand in our boots when we show up.
It will tend to sweep away from it. Like part of what a teleportation circle does is make sure that random objects don't
Okay.
accumulate there. So it will light things like sand or dust or dirt will get swept aside.
Okay, then.
If somebody
Never
puts a
mind.
brick in the center of it, you'll teleport into it and maybe hurt yourself. But
Never mind then. We'll just make do with the plants hiding it.
okay, it is there.
All right, so. Well, now we have a place to hide, and I think we're ready to make the final pushes.
So what is our plan here?
I know everybody's interested in that the big pile of meat, and I'm admittedly kind of curious too. I mean, a literal mountain of meat.
And that's past the line, right?
That's
Or-
past the line. Honestly, I think the only thing that isn't that's left that isn't past the line is just delving random wasp and spider caves, and I don't think there's really a need for us to do that.
There's the Dominion Hive. We could go straight to that if we wanted instead of the meat pile.
Given the distances involved, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference.
Well, so we can, wherever we decide to go, I can airwalk us to either place much quicker than we would normally get there.
Mm-hmm.
Not airwalk, sorry, windwalk. Whatever, the one where we can move at like 60 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And we could also, I don't know how they sense us when we get there, if it's magical or not. If it's not magical, we could do pass without trace on ourselves to hide.
Any any thought to whether these technically pins that some of us are wearing are aiding to that or not, or is it just they fucking detect you?
Your study of those before suggests that they are all made slightly unique. If you really study them for a long time, you'll notice that they all have a unique characteristic, like a jewel missing here or a slight bend in the shape on this end or that, and they're all slightly different. And that allows them to be individually found by people who know these little details about them at whatever the range of locate object and greater locate object spells are.
But this Dominion and they're technically are at odds. They're not allies.
No,
No.
they're not.
No.
No, they're not allies.
Correct. They're not allies. The Dominion would have. Isuma will tell you that if the Technic League had wandered into the Dominion area, they would have been gobbled up, and the Dominion would now know everything that they know. It's probably a mercy that the Migo killed them instead.
Well, that's a hell of a thought.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think, yeah, we just pick one Dominion Hive or meat pile and just fly in and see what there is. If we get in trouble, Oberon teleports us back.
Just so I remember, I have to spend 3 teleports to get everybody, right?
Yeah, you can't take everybody with you. You can only take up to 4 people.
Okay.
If we're still doing that wind walk, I think we can pretty much outrun everything.
Yeah, I'm just remembering our escape plan.
Yeah,
I will only have 2 wind walks per day, though.
yeah.
So, like, if we exit that form, I won't be able to get us back that way.
See, that's the other thing I'm worried about doing this is that's a considerable chunk of your power, and if we're going up against the Dominion Hive, it feels to me like we should have all of our resources. No?
It's the element of surprise of just getting right in their face rather than them seeing us coming from miles away.
But we know
Okay.
next to nothing of how their hive is set up, what their manpower is. We could basically be in the face of an army, and then
You know what we could do is Olbern and I could go as a scout unit. I can windwalk him with me. Then if we get in trouble, he can teleport us back. Or shoot, I don't feel as safe doing it myself, but I could just try to go scout myself as a vapor cloud. I move pretty fast. I don't know if they could notice me and catch me in time, but it would be dangerous.
it's hard to say, really.
Or we could all just scout as a group, just and windwalk, and then check out the area from above and come back, rest for the night if we want.
I'll remind you that last time when they got me, I didn't really have an opportunity to react. If they get
Yeah.
into your brain, it's kind of game over.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's not fun.
Well,
Well, would this be a perfect opportunity to return into Dakala's mind and see what other information we can glean from the brain jar?
We
I
can
mean,
try.
he's the only one of us other than Takala that's really faced these things.
Well, no, I kind of got hit with it too.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Well, I'm at a
yeah,
complete loss. I don't understand what exactly we're talking about. A few of us have had experiences, but I wasn't there, so
yeah.
just putting us all together.
From what I remember of the technically asshole, he wanted their technology.
Mhm.
We might be able to get more information out of him, but in all honesty, we could probably get better information about that from Isuma, because she's lived here and fought them, and wouldn't have to, fight with a bigoted asshole. Isuma, how close have you gotten to the hive?
I escaped from it.
That's right. That's right. Do you know their numbers? How many creatures are there?
Dozens.
A lot.
Dozens of the more dangerous ones. Parasites beyond count. Parasites are not very formidable on their own. They require a host body to inhabit. But now they've probably gathered many. They were gathering bodies from Kuratown when I destroyed their harvester robot. I didn't get them all, though.
Yeah, you mentioned there was the second robot you didn't get. So that's probably there too. So we got to pay attention to that. It's going to be scrap all over again. We need to come in quiet and we need to come in careful, and we're going to be at a disadvantage because they're going to know Takala and I are there. I've got 2 scrolls of non-detection. That'll last half a day, maybe.
got a potion of it.
Honestly, I think mostly it's going to the handicap here is going to be me and Takala. I think they're going to sense us as soon as we cross that line.
Because they've already been in your minds?
Yeah, from what Azuma tells us.
They'll have an easier time, she says. But I'm able to venture into their territory carefully.
But you've got things to help hide you from them, right?
Non-detection, pass without trace, yes.
Yeah. Well, we've got a limited amount of that. Here's how I see it, to be completely honest.
I fixed your buff for you, Alfred.
We can't do a frontal assault on this. We got to have more information. We've got to know what we're coming up against. And we're going to have to be careful. Like I said, it's going to be scrap wall all over again. But harder. In my opinion, it's not necessarily a bad idea to go ahead and travel to the meat pile. Maybe even travel on foot to the meat pile. If they're going to detect us, let them detect us far enough away that they only send a small group after us. You know?
Maybe
Again.
take off our shoes and rub our bare feet on the meat pile.
Wow. So keep drawing out little by little, see how much we can take out that way before we assault.
I doubt we'll be. These seem smarter and more connected. I don't think we'll be able to pull off Scrapwall exactly, where we'll be able to take off a little bite-sized chunk of patrols.
Hmm.
I think after the first encounter, they're going to send a bigger group, but it's still going to be less than us face planting in the middle of their hive.
Asuma, how often and how far do they range beyond their borders?
I draw that line because they regularly patrol with their stolen bodies in everywhere around that valley. They even allow the spiders to live there. Possibly wasp nests that I haven't found, etc. It's a stronghold, and they're just sort of amassing forces, or they were until I slowed them.
But they don't normally. I mean, they could obviously if they felt they're under attack, but they don't normally come past those borders.
They do, only when they're hunting for bodies, though.
Okay.
And they had taken to sending out the robots. These 2 giant robots, they'd affixed cages to the top of them, and they would go out and capture anything they could and bring it back. And I haven't seen them do that since I attacked those, though.
You took the one out, and they may not want to risk the second one. I said, we need more direct information. I don't like the idea of frontal assault on this.
Maybe there's something in the meat pile that will help. I have a really good feeling about that place.
Well, why don't we go there and check it out and find out?
Fuck around and find out.
Like I said, I mean, to me, if we trigger the trap, at least let's trigger it far enough away that we're less likely to get a full group. You know, hopefully it'll be something we can handle. And if not, then, well, Auburn can get most of us out.
Just the tip.
Name of the episode.
Wow.
The tip of the sword.
Enough talking about it. Let's do this.
Yeah,
Great.
it's fine. I'm no warrior, so it's fine. If you guys think that's the tactically sound thing to do, I'll defer to your expertise.
Okay. How will the party cross the river here?
With the boat?
We should
Okay.
swim. Come on, guys.
Party boat.
Bye bye.
Hell yeah.
Are we motorboating it, or are we just wind walk, whatever? How we getting there?
Paddles.
How long? Assuming we walk and we just basically cut across here on the boat and then cut across here on the boat and we walk to the meat pile, how long would it take us?
A day. I've been charging you guys most of a day for only 3 or 4 hexes of movement, but it's an area you have Azuma with you, and it's an area she knows well, so we can do more than that. You could walk all the way into the meat pile. It would take you most of a daylight.
Okay. Because
Like if you land on the north side of the river, then yeah.
actually we could probably cut a little time off just by staying in the boat and just literally going that way. You know?
I mean, definitely don't cross the line in the boat, though. We don't want to be attacked in the middle of the water, right?
Yeah, we can hug the coast, but we've done pretty good with the river crossing so far. I think we can push it a little bit and cut a little time off. So, and the other thing is, if it takes us a day to get there, that kind of works because we can kind of investigate this, and then we can use the rope trick wand to have ourselves a safe place to rest for the night.
Works for me.
Work for everybody else?
You know we always kind of go with your plans, Nomcath.
Which is crazy. I was the kid back in the family. I listened to the decisions. I didn't make the decisions.
Well, now you're the tactical expert.
Weird. All right, let's go ahead and get this done.
Okay. So we're going to take the raft up the river here.
Yep.
All right. Let's have a riding check from our boat captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Wow.
I'm just gonna fly a boat.
Coming right up.
Knowledge
Been waiting for
engineering
this moment for
inflates the boat.
an hour and 2 minutes. Here we go. Meh.
Perfectly serviceable.
Yes.
Okay. We motor up the river here. Okay. So you guys are going to be, we'll use the boat for your location at the moment. And let's have a survival check, or I'll just click one from the ranger. As you hop into the boat, get comfortable, and start scooting on up the river, the boat does make a certain amount of noise. The outboard is electric, not combustion, but there's the churning of water, and the spinning of the motor produces kind of a high-pitched whine. Not as loud as a combustion outboard, though. You scoot up the river, you make great time. You see yourselves looking on the shore, you can see that you're passing by a lot of swamp, a lot of thick jungle type area, some of the thickest foliage any of you have ever seen. It's amazing that you're far enough from the center of Numeria and far enough into the back of the Scar of the Spider. You are now in, very thick forest, almost rainforest conditions, which is another world to a lot of you. The bugs, the humidity. And Isuma, as you guys are cruising up the river, she says we're about to cross into their territory.
Do we want to? It's not like they're just gonna teleport out here. They'll fly out or travel out, right?
She says, I've never seen them teleport, but
So we could probably go a little bit further and then get onto the shore. I definitely don't want to try and fight them on the boat here.
Great.
Yep. I'll aim for the shore.
Do you want me to use the scrolls now for me and Tokala, or do we want to save them for when we're heading closer to the actual den?
I say save them.
Save
They
'em.
come for us now. I mean, what? We fight them?
That's what I was thinking, but I put it out there. Better than they're less sure of us when we're closer to their hive.
just make sure everybody's rested here. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you to do that for me, Toby. Thank you.
I have just hit yours. I've hit Isuma's. Everybody else should have already hit theirs. Crocodile looks like she needs a rest.
Oh,
You would have had time to get to full health too.
okay.
We healed all ability damage from the other day, right?
It
On
was
you.
actually.
Yes.
I used restoration on myself. Yeah. I'm good.
Again, it still had 1 strength damage on him. Cleared that up. Okay. Yeah, I think everybody's good.
Okay, thanks.
Well, the water flows past you guys at a pretty good clip, and my river sound effect is not at all playing. Cool. And at what point do we want to put ashore?
My thought was, I mean, if you said we could actually make the trip on
Yeah, it's like
foot,
3 in the afternoon. You got another 3 or 4 hours of daylight, which will probably put you right at the shore.
if we did the boat, or if we got out and walked.
Boat would be quickest. You would get there while it's still partially light out if you go boat. If you walk it in, it'll be after dark.
I'm worried about those serpents and those other things. I don't want to push my luck on end up fighting on this raft, but it's up to you guys. Do we want to try and walk from here?
Is Airwalk available?
I
That was
mean,
real handy.
I got the wand, but it's only gonna last a few minutes each charge, and I've only got like a dozen charges left.
Gotcha. Well, I got a potion of fly, so I feel confident about staying on the boat. Because if shit gets hairy, I'm gonna chug that thing and take off, start blasting.
If we wanted to stay in the boat, I could, now that we're in enemy territory, I might be able to make the river speed up a bit, help us along, go a little faster.
That sounds fun.
But would it attract attention of things under the water?
I don't think it's too insane. I can do about, let me see, I think it makes it go like 5 miles per hour faster or something.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if it's worth it. Oh, no, actually, it's very short lasting. Never mind. It's a minuscule time period.
I mean, like I said, I'm worried about the water serpents. We didn't kill the one. We don't know if there's more than one. That's my big worry right now, is that we draw attention from something underneath the water, plus all the little things that was fighting with it. If you guys want to risk it, we can risk it. I would just say we kind of keep kind of close to one of the shores, probably more the north shore, just in case. That way, if we do run into something, we can maybe make a break for the shoreline or something.
I hope the serpent comes back. I need more scales.
If servant comes back, I'll throw you right at its face, Tokala.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Well,
boy.
I have this suspicion, and we may be able to get some really damn big scales if I'm right. So, I guess we'll stay on the boat. We'll just kind of keep close to the shoreline, the north shoreline.
Okay.
Aye, aye, Skipper.
4 o'clock. By 5 o'clock. Let's see.
As we're getting anywhere near close, I am definitely using my little telescope to see what I can see about that meat pile.
You guys are excited about that meat pile.
Who wouldn't be? Sheesh.
I had a dream about it the other night.
Really?
I've been waiting for weeks.
Thought I smelled it in my sleep.
Oh.
Turns out it was just my BO. Smell like a giant meat pile, apparently.
I think we all smell like giant meat piles.
Okay. Namcath, you can make me a perception check with your spyglass.
crappy roll.
It just means you're going to get real close before you see it. All right. About 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening, you guys are motoring across a wide expanse of river, almost lake-like. It's a bit more calm here. Looks like a lot of different streams feed into it, and it doesn't get quite up to speed yet. Okay, so Kala says, when I started dating my Filipino fiance, she told me I smell like burgers.
True.
For an American, that's a compliment.
I told her it was racist. Not all Americans smell like burgers.
Yeah, some of it smell like fried chicken.
Exactly.
Others like hot dogs.
We're multicultural here.
Wow.
We're a multi-culinary culture.
Namkath, at the edge of your spyglass sight, you see an area of the sort of lake shore here where there are fewer trees. And you realize that there is a several 100-foot space chunk taken out of the forest where the trees are down and no plant life grows. It looks like a giant 800-foot wide sandbank that goes probably 600-700 foot back. And in the center, about 400 foot side to side and 200 feet high, is a mound of gray flesh-like matter. From a distance, you see no discernible shapes or bones. It literally just looks like a giant mound of gray flesh.
I think I see it, and holy hell, this thing's huge. Do I see
A lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
Do I see like things around it?
No.
No, nothing.
Nope. You're at a pretty extreme distance, though.
Yeah, but I would expect to see kind of scavengers and little movements around it and such. I don't see anything around it either. That's weird. Raft roll.
It rolled well.
Yeah.
Currently, the wind is blowing from the south. South-southwest.
Let's get closer. It may not be what I
I can
thought
lob
it
a
was.
grenade at it.
I don't think we need to be wasting explosives on it just yet.
I remember one time they did that to a dead whale in my hometown. 3 people got killed by falling blubber.
Oh
So,
my
yeah,
god.
maybe you're right.
I have watched the
Yeah.
YouTube of that. Your hometown.
That
is
was a real
famous.
thing.
They actually died.
Beach
No,
whales are dangerous.
unfortunately, no one was killed.
You say unfortunately.
Yeah, feels like they should have been, but no.
I've watched video of the whale exploding. It's an amazing thing. I guess it's a regular thing that happens. Their bodies rot in such a way that the innards rot quicker than the outards, and they create a big pressure buildup that eventually
Yeah.
explodes. Yep.
That's the way I want to go.
Exploding whale.
All right.
Well, let's creep in for a closer look, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's see. Put you guys. Such a place to experience the majesty of the meat pie.
Meat majesty.
Yep. The majesty of meat. You can see that there's sort of a depression in the beach, as if the blob of meat is sinking into the sand or crushing packing the sand beneath it so the lake has flowed around it. It looks like it actually was sitting on the beach, barely touching the lake, but now it has sunk into the ground a considerable amount. And the closer you get, the more you're getting of the textures. Its bulbous body, you see vast folds of fat, coils of thick mottled tentacles, greasy bulbs, and slippery knobs. Occasional spiny ridges and strange organ like appendages lie sprawled every direction around it. As you guys get closer, you can see patches of red fungus growing in the shady nooks of the thing. But in most places, it looks like a elephant's skin, kind of grayish, with patches of shiny octagonal scales and tufts of wiry hair-like growths.
Mm.
Every few feet, there's a pustule on its leathery surface, some of which look like they're filled with some sort of pale yellow liquid. Others have already burst, and you can see oozing a viscous yellow-green liquid down the side of the blob.
Well, this is way more disgusting than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and not what I thought it was going to be either. I mean, just weird.
I mean, is that one living creature?
I mean, well, I don't think it's living for one thing.
Try to see with a heal check if it seems
But
alive.
what-
Does the heal check tell me that it seems like it's alive or not?
It definitely looks like dead, rotting flesh if it's like a creature.
It seemed to be one creature.
It is one giant contiguous blob. You can't imagine what it was shaped like. Right now, it looks like sort of the midsection of an elephant without any of the bones or other structure to it. Just a giant gray blob, 200 feet high and 400 feet wide.
But you also said there was tentacles and scales.
In a very small, concentrated area, like inside a fold of skin, there you'll see some tentacles just hanging limp out of it.
I don't have a single clue what this thing could have been. Albrin? Procta? Is it something of this world or not?
I did a nature check a while ago. It was only 16. To see
It
if it seems
is
natural.
nothing you've ever heard of or encountered on your home world or in this world since you've been here. Oberon is nothing you have heard about across any planes. You can't even tell if it's a flying or swimming or terrestrial thing. It's just a blob right now.
Okay. Any spell that I think would create something like that or anything?
Can't imagine such a thing, but you never know. Let's see. I'm trying to think if any of because it's been so long since we talked to Long Dreamer. Some of you got some interesting Long Dreamer spells.
Not me. I can read lips
Oh,
from a
yeah.
distance. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I have one.
I think actually Eldrin had the one that
Could do anything. Gotcha.
might have helped out here.
I think, I mean, Toby, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong here, but at some point you said that Eldrin could potentially interact with people.
I think I told you guys if you tried, you might be able to like contact Eldrin from afar. Or you could go to Long Dreamer's glade and contact him from there.
Mm.
Like Long Dreamer said she could contact him, but Eldrin's on a like grand tour of the cosmos.
Yeah.
He can't be bothered.
I got Storm Sight from Long Dream. Will that help?
It does allow you to see through storms, which is pretty cool, but in this case there is no storm. Or you
Okay.
step into a storm's power. Oh yeah, storm sight's way better than that actually, but in this case it's not helpful.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So when I fall down a well again,
So does it look look like this kind of like fell from the sky kind of thing, or crawled up from the lake here, or?
No evidence to suggest anything really. It's just a blob of flesh. The the thing that keeps striking you about it is there doesn't seem to be bones. It's just a blob.
Interesting. Let's get
I'm
inside this thing.
feeling, I'm feeling like we should move on. This thing's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah,
I don't
this
know.
is.
I don't know what the hell we're gonna do with this thing, but I can't imagine it's gonna be good.
Well, I just.
We
Main
should
reason
go
why I
inside,
came here.
please.
The main
It's
reason
so
why
interesting.
I came here because I remember Oberyn, or not Oberyn, Croctaw talking to the serpent, the little serpents, and said that the god serpent was here. I thought maybe this was like a giant serpent, and the one we fought was like just like an adolescent or something. This is, I don't know what this is. I mean, if you want to crawl into that nasty mess, Tokala, I mean,
I'll grease you.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I can help you gaseous form. That way you can get like right into all the folds.
Get right in it.
Yes, I must find out what's inside of there. Honestly, can I make a religion check to see if I feel what's her name? Jeez, I'm such a bad cleric.
Form? No, just kidding.
No, Cassandra, right? Can I make a religion check to see if I feel her strongly in this region?
You want to see if you feel her presence?
Yes.
So you want to like concentrate and try to sense.
Yes. Open myself up to her divine essence.
Okay. Roll a wisdom check.
Okay. I mean, I know there's a risk here because we are close to the Dominion.
You open yourself up and try to sense divine presences, and you have the same sensation you have every morning when you pray for your spells and try to focus in a given direction. You feel like you could walk the path of Gorham on any given day, and you know that Gorham is a force in the world or around it somewhere. Same with Cassandra. You've sensed her presence before and even been able to utilize some of her energy. Same with, half a dozen deities. You're kind of a divine slut, as it were, like the town bicycle. And in this case, you sense several of those things. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. But then the hair on the back of your neck stands up. And it's like you're in a crowded market when visiting a town as a kid. And there's hundreds of people around you, and they're all talking, and none of them are paying attention to you. And suddenly you look to your left 40 feet, and there's an old man staring at you a little too hard. And you look to your right 30 feet away, there's a little girl staring at you a little too hard. And through the crowd, you see a very fat, older woman laying on the ground with her face in the dirt and dirt all over her and blood pouring out of her. And she is just laying dead in the center of the marketplace. And everyone's walking past her as if she's not there. And the people who are staring at you stand up and start walking towards you, and you feel afraid.
I may have made a mistake.
In what way?
I attempted to reach out to Cassandra, but I think I got something else's attention.
well,
Okay.
maybe this would be a good idea to get a little distance between us here and then pull out the rope for the night.
Nomcath, make me a wisdom check for yourself.
Nice.
Nomketh, as Tokala is telling you that he feels uneasy, you begin to feel uneasy, and you don't think it's just the groupthink aspect. And Izuma, who seemed to be sort of standing watch, as she often does when you guys discuss, she faces out. Her typical move is to face outward away from the group, look in the trees, look in the sky, and slowly, quietly walk around the group, just standing guard. And you realize now that a minute ago, when Takala started doing this, she stood still and just sort of stared across the lake. And as Takala comes out of his trance, she turns and says, "Stop it! Stop it!"
Yeah, we need to go. No, we need to go now.
Now she casts this non-detection on herself.
Head for the boat or what?
We need to go a little faster than that, I think.
No, I think if we do the rope trick, we'll be okay because like like Obert explained, it's it's a pocket dimension. They won't be able to find us there.
All right, let's do it.
Is that correct, Toby?
What's that?
Is that correct? I don't want to fuck this up and get everybody killed.
Oh, well, you're not sure what the Dominion use to find people, eat people, or consume people. They sound like an ancient, you don't want to say ally, but definitely associate of the Drow. They remind you of the legends of the Illithids, the Mind Flayers, who also sort of broker in people's memories and information. That's all that's valuable to them. They don't care about money or magic or anything else. They just like to gobble up people's brains.
Uh-huh.
And the Mind Flayers, it's said, you can't hide from them with technology. You can sometimes hide from them with certain magic that masks your mind and the emanations of sentient thought, which are considerable. And being in another dimension should effectively put you at such extreme range that they would not be able to sense you. If they're on the material plane, even in Numeria or wherever they are, and you're in the rope trick, you're in another dimension and beyond sensing. They could still find the rope, is the only.
But we can pull the rope up.
You can pull the rope up.
Pretty sure that'll work.
If
So,
somehow they knew that you were in a rope trick or some other dimensional pocket, and they knew really closely where, they could walk around with detect magic and maybe pick up magical activity around the entrance of the portal.
yeah, let's get away from here. We don't want to be in this immediate area. But then let's, like I already talked about, let's do the rope trick. Rest, set watchers anyways. Let's just go. Let's go. And his tail is lashing and puffed up.
So we're not wanting to take them on? I thought we were wanting to take on a little bit. Get a little in beforehand. Retaliate first. No?
Bloody their nose a bit.
Exactly. Did I misunderstand?
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's just it's a real bad feeling. I'm sorry.
You're jerking around pretty good there, buddy. You gonna make it?
I'll be okay. I just
Crocodile, calm his nerves.
I got
Dispel hostility, Croctaw. Nice.
on the entirety of the Scar of the Spider, apparently.
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, the range on this map is a little wacky, so yeah.
Yeah.
You got
My whole
everybody.
screen went yellow as soon as he clicked
holy
that.
You
hell,
did
who's
it.
Who's
You
super
did it.
buff there.
You've calmed an entire region.
Who
Yes.
the hell is super buff?
I am quite magnificent.
Tokala's
So
resisting.
are we gonna
your
set up
calm
like an
effects.
ambush?
Yeah, we could do that.
Are we headed for shore? Are we going closer to the meat pile? Are we going away?
They'll never expect us to come straight out of the meat pile.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like hide behind it or in it.
I am not hiding in it. No, that is not happening.
In my vision, I saw an injured old woman. I think that's the meat pile.
Injured or dead and bleeding, you're not sure.
Yes, it's
And fat.
it's a little unclear, but
So
whatever this thing is, I don't think it's a
turned into
danger
this whole
to
meat
us.
pile.
I don't think it's a danger to us.
Whoa, you think this is maybe one of them?
I don't know, possibly. I just know that in the vision, she was in no condition to fight.
It's a friendly meat pile.
Yeah, it's
Still
this.
disgusting.
You
I'll
said you
hide
reached
somewhere
out.
else.
You reached out to your god, right? This isn't your god, is it?
No, I reached out. I was trying to reach out to Cassandra. She's well, ever since I got into this valley, I've felt her more.
That's well. Yeah, let's get ready for a fight then, I guess.
Okay.
I would prep to put on like Al's wisdom on myself if we see, like, if we have time to see them arriving. And I would
Don't
cast
know.
that.
I don't know how long it's gonna take for them to get here, so I wouldn't go overboard on the spells.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Sorry.
I was just saying. I felt their notice.
Mhm. Oh, in the meantime, Takala should jump in that meat pile, maybe.
So we want to land near the meat pile? Are we getting closer to it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The wind is from the south-southwest. As you motor closer to the meat pile, you can land on the shore to the northeast of it or southwest. Do you have a preference?
Upwind.
Upwind of it?
Yeah, like southwest.
Okay. Southwest side of it. The wind keeps the brunt of it out of your face, but occasionally you get a slight whiff of the most unbelievably intensely foul smell of rotting flesh you have ever experienced in your life. And some of you have seen battlefields. You've seen battlefield aftermath. Some of you have been in surgery, performed surgery, and been around hospitals after battle. And you
hostility, man. You
Whoa.
should have taken option A.
Well, there's the sound effect finally. The you've never quite experienced the smell like this. But again, you're downwind, so you're not getting that much of it.
Smells like Tokala when he takes those badass boots off.
Whoa.
It's rare, but yes.
Damn good boots, though. Damn good boots.
Yep, there it is. Okay.
Like I said, I think it was dead.
The big pus pockets kind of told me that.
Okay. I'm going to transport you guys over to another map. And then
You
we're
have a
going to
meat
see
pile
what you
map.
think.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Get any magic from the meat pile, Toby?
You do pick up magic from the meat pile. As you are sailing just on the south side of it, it is unbelievably strong magic. Very potent, very close. And multiple realms.
Yeah, I'm getting lots of realms of magic here. I don't quite understand it. I'll keep studying it, though, Toby.
Okay. The readings you're getting are not from a particular spell or enchantment or item. They are the readings you get when you scan Ulfrid or Kroktaw. There are multiple realms of magic and sort of a general power level.
Okay, so Wolfred and Crocodile, so related to a deity of some kind?
No, when you run detect magic over even yourself, you pick up a bunch of different things. Just because you have a bunch of spells prepped, you are a magical being, you've probably put up buff spells today or yesterday, you just kind of stink like magic in general.
Okay.
So the giant meat pile appears to be some manner of spellcaster. That's your assessment.
Yeah, Meat Pile's a spellcaster of some kind. I don't like that. We gotta kill it.
I think
Like I
it's
said,
already been.
yeah, I think it's dead.
And you guys, with your expert motorboat pilot, cruise past it, get onto the shore over here, and you notice that there are long, blackened parts on the sand where it looks like maybe a great, huge tentacle has rotted away and just tainted and permanently stained the ground where it lay. Even underwater, you can see it.
That's mighty foul.
Yeah.
And you
Where
run
to?
your raft up on the shore. Do you want to leave it inflated, park it here, or collapse it and take it with?
I say we collapse it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. The party is on shore.
Oh, this thing is disgusting.
Yeah, I'm curious about this tentacle without actually getting into it.
Is
So
it
you look
kinda
at the
like a
look at the spot where the tentacle lay. It looks like it's sort of had a chemical or maybe heat reaction with sand and sort of river shore stones that were here. It is crystallized and almost looks like it's melted certain parts. But it feels cool now. Doesn't feel any warmer here than it does elsewhere in this car.
so it's like glass? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
is it like
Something like that.
But only the part that was on the sand over here.
That's your impression. Where the black marks reach up to the blob of flesh, there are sort of empty circular nodules 7 or 8 feet across where it looks like maybe a tentacle was attached, but it's fallen off, and now there's just a stump.
Just when it couldn't get any weirder.
Kath, go poke it.
McCullough's the one who wants to get in on this, so let him go deal with it.
You're sneakier, go poke it.
I'll do it. I don't care.
There it is. Okay. Air bubble on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna go touch it.
Don't you have the mask still on, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, he
But, you
doesn't
know.
trust the mask.
Apparently not.
I just want to be sure.
Okay. Reach out and touch it.
Let me see if I have anything in my bag. Poke at it. For some reason, I'm carrying around a Masterwork composite longbow. I'll poke it with that.
Wow. Okay. You poke it. The flesh is like hardened, studded leather armor. It's very, very, very hard, but still fleshy. Not stone, not metal, not even wood texture. It's a little softer than that. It's like poking a suit of armor.
I recall that the fish creature before was had certain immunities to different elemental damage. So I'm going to come back over and say, Oberyn, can you hit it with some of your lightning or something?
I guess so.
I just, experiment. I want to see if it gets through it.
It'll be quite loud and very noticeable.
Doesn't have to be one of your good spells, just something. Maybe like a shocking rasp or something like that. You could transfer it through me. I'll touch the creature, you touch me.
Little chain. Little chain.
Right. Yeah.
Little lightning
Wow.
train here.
These are great ideas. I like them a lot.
Well, I could do acid, and I could do electricity and fire.
Do I recall what it's seemed to be resisting? Because I have those scales. I've been messing with them a bit because I had planned to make armor out of them.
It is the sea serpent. I think was resistant to fire and lightning primarily.
Okay. So I think it's just fire and lightning.
Okay, which one want me to try first?
Dealer's choice. I just want to see
Ah.
if this thing's related.
Cold and fire. There you go.
There you go.
Cold.
Yeah,
I
sea
got nothing
serpent.
that tastes cold.
Sea serpent was resistant to cold and fire. You can roll now that you're this close and looking at it. Tokala's poking it with things. Someone could roll a knowledge nature check.
Yeah, roll knowledge next there, Croctaw. You got it, girl.
I think he might be on the phone.
1 sec, I can do it.
Okay. Definitely not related. Nothing about the skin texture or any part of this creature resembles the river serpent.
Huh. Okay, you still want me to hit it with some shit though, Tokala?
I mean, what else do you do when you find a dead body on the beach?
What the fuck?
Wow.
I already poked it with the stick. I mean, that's what comes next.
How more scientific do you need to be?
Science.
Alright, Toby,
Yeah.
I'll walk up to it.
Okay. I think it's just SG if you want shocking grasp.
Oh, it is. That's right. Thank you.
$26 points of electrical damage. You reach out and touch it. You see a 3-foot wide chunk of flesh sort of bubble and pop and explode from the burn of the electrical damage. Definitely takes it.
Science.
You've just done 26 points of electrical damage to a blob of flesh that probably has 20,000 hit points.
I mean, we got time, right?
Science confirmed.
Their area where you shocked it, it is blackened and burned and a little bit shriveled, and you can hear it sizzling.
Smells like barbecue.
And Olbern, you can make me a fort save.
Hell yeah.
Getting this close to it. Oh, you almost made it. You're within 1 or 2. As you touch it, you realize you sort of held your breath walking up here to touch it, and then you finally get a little bit of it in your nose, and you immediately start to fight back the urge to throw up, but it just happens, and vomit comes out your nose and mouth rather suddenly.
Yeah, I stumble back, vomiting, gasping.
The smell is
It's
just...
real horrible.
Yeah. Ulfred, you'll need to make a fort save at that range, too. Oh, 27. You make it. It is an unbelievably pungent smell of rotting flesh. There's just so much of it, and it's strange alien flesh, and there's some other funky stuff going on. Like, what you were smelling is not just dead organic creature, but dead and diseased, maybe? There is an extra foulness there.
This be smelling foul, fouler than Tokala and me combined.
I don't smell anything.
Lads, I have this wand of air bubble. If we wish to continue, I suggest maybe I poke you all with it.
Yeah, I don't want to get any closer to this.
It only burns for a little while. No, guys, it'll be fine.
Toby, could you make my token show back up when I put the big ape thing? It made me hidden. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
So what's the plan?
Let's get a better look at this thing. Can we walk around the meat pile?
Sure.
There's got to be a face somewhere.
You will all be making constant fort saves to not barf unless you air bubble or something.
I will air bubble at least myself.
I'll take an air bubble. If you can
I'll
get
take an air bubble if you got enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 14 uses.
Go ahead and get me too, because I know
His
you
Suma
guys
would
are
take an
hanging
air
out.
bubble. Yep.
So that's 5.
7 people in the party, but Tokala got his own. I think
Okay.
McGinnis will want one too.
Yeah. Had this wand for ages.
Coming in handy.
As you guys walk up the beach, you see that there were trees here. They have all died, the leaves shriveled up and burned off, and the side of the trees that is towards the blob of flesh looks burned. But Croctaw will be able to tell you that that's not a fire burn on these trees. It is some sort of chemical burn. When this thing came down, it must have sprayed some sort of chemical everywhere around it, which has eliminated the foliage.
Came down? We think it was flying?
It either crawled out or fell here. I mean, it definitely wasn't born and lived here, so.
Tokala, there's a pretty deep crevice there. Maybe
There's
something
also
down that way.
a gaseous hole right
Oh,
there.
There is.
Seems to be your kind of place, Croctaw. You
Yeah.
love gas.
That's true. Let me.
There is
Yeah,
a
Croctaw's
spot
gonna-
along, you guys are on the far west side now, and there is a place. It looks literally like an anus, and every few seconds it sort of undulates and flexes like it's pulling inward, and then you see it relax again, and a little puff of very foul-smelling air comes out.
Of the
Try to
creature?
wind.
Yep.
I try to wind blast it back in.
You create a momentary area of clean air, but it reverts quickly to foul smelling.
Yeah. So it's like an anus, you said?
Yeah. Looks like a sphincter. You're going to splash acid splash it?
Hell yeah.
You notice that the acid has 0 effect.
I think it's resistant to acid.
Crocta shifts into gaseous form
Okay.
and then tries to enter into the hole.
Oh no.
Hell yeah. Let's do this.
You notice that since it is constantly forcing air out and clamping shut, that you are unable to push your way in. Do you have the heal skill?
Yeah.
Roll me a heal check. It is a sphincter not unlike your own, in that it possesses a mechanism that can tell the difference between gas and solid most of the time. And since you are a fart in your current incarnation, you cannot go up the anus. But if you were a shart, you might be able to.
Okay. So I'll exit Alright, I can talk as Gaseous, so I'll just say I'm having trouble getting in. Perhaps Oberon, if you grease Tokala, he can spread it open for me.
Oh my god.
Oh yes, let's do it.
I gotta warn you
I
guys,
am
this is
so
just gonna get worse.
down for this.
Don't have to tell me twice.
That spell's always on hand.
Grease up your baby for a ball on the hill.
Oh my gosh, if I get stuck, will this thing explode?
You know what I'm thinking, since McGinnis I think is AFK, he might be like reading a bedtime story to his kid. Sometimes he tells his kiddo paraphrase stories about this campaign. And I don't know how he's gonna paraphrase this stuff.
Oh, he's gonna let.
Okay, so Tokala is greased up.
Are you spreading it for me to enter as a gas, or are you like diving head first?
I mean, you know, ladies first, right?
Okay, yeah, I think it's better if I can get ahead of you at least.
Got a
I'm
new
moving
buff for you here,
well
Tokala.
out of the way.
There you go.
I'm just imagining Croc that dies within the anus of the meat pile. Such a like anticlimactic.
Just the fact that Toby prepped us already entering this creature.
Oh, I
He
knew.
knows us.
I
He
knew.
has to know.
Yeah, I knew. Without doubt. They must be able to go up the anus of the blob.
Yes.
Meat
I hope you
pile
don't
must
get
be
custom.
explored. So, gaseous form is going to have a pretty difficult time going up this tube, but a greased person could try to force their way in. Is that what's happening?
So I thought maybe if he just opened the sphincter with his arms, then I'd be able to move up the tube easily as a
No,
gas.
it's very fleshy, and it's a very flexible set of, I don't know, 40 or 50 different muscles, and it flexes
Okay.
around. You're going to grab a hold of it, Takala, and try to...
Force it open. Yeah.
You notice that you are not strong enough to force it open. You'd have to roll a natural 50 to overpower it, but you do notice that it has some give to it, and especially the grease allows you to reach a little farther in, and you notice that the pressure is less, maybe 2 or 3 feet in.
Okay.
I
Well,
won't wait for one of the times when it is retracting. You know, you said it undulates a bit there, and then just go straight for it.
You're going to dive in?
Croctop, if you want to, ape form, I'll grease you too.
yeah, I'll try to help out at least opening it.
Yeah, help push me in.
I could
Okay,
also, I
you
don't know
notice-
if we want, but I could make Tokala smaller so that he fits a little easier.
You want
Right.
to, okay, you've greased Tokala, and you are a large aquatic ape, standing up to your waist in water, in foul-smelling air, shoving the greased war priest into the giant blob sphincter. You're
Yeah, I was
unable,
gonna say
words I never thought I'd say in that order. You are able to push on him, and Tokala, you get the sense that if you sort of angle yourself, shape yourself into a sort of long, oblong-like object,
Yeah,
like
arms
a
above
turd.
the head.
Yep. If you make form of a turd, you think you will slide in easier.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay.
if you get stuck, don't worry. I have a tidal surge prepared. I'll just do like anima.
Wow. Wow. Takala, you get past the outer sphincter with your arms and upper body, and you notice that the walls are pressing on you less. You're very thankful for your air bubble, as there's a lot of foul liquids sliding around past you, mixing with the grease. And you notice that it gets considerably softer past the outer sort of 2 feet of muscle wall. And it's almost like you're in some sort of intestine tube, and you almost feel like it's pulling you farther in if you allow it to.
Yes.
Okay.
This seems like a great plan we have here. Just Takala disappears up the anus of a giant meat pile.
You are pulled through you're not sure how many feet, but you would guess maybe somewhere between 5 and 15 feet of intestine. You feel muscles contracting around you, pushing you farther in your turd shape upwards. You're going, you think, northeast and then upward. And you feel your hands reach out into open air, and you are sort of deposited, like it pushes you, poops you completely out onto this 10-foot wide, even bigger sphincter inside a strange looking room.
Can I reach the caller with message?
You could try. You'd be guessing at where he is, but what message do you want to send?
What wonderful things are you seeing, Tokala?
Tokala, you hear a message in your air bubble from Oldbrin.
Awesome. How does it work in Pathfinder? Can I respond?
You can.
Awesome. I'll say, it opens up in here. There's enough room for everyone.
He says a room for everybody.
Awesome. Hearing that,
No.
Crocto's gonna wild shape into like a worm, and then ask someone to kind of shove her in there.
Alright, I'll grab the worm and shove it in her,
Awesome.
Okay.
and I will follow.
That's gonna
You want some grease?
Sure.
You, what sort of worm are you forming here? Maybe a snake?
Snake makes more sense probably. I can be like a big constrictor snake.
I
Okay.
was thinking a tapeworm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking originally too, just like some type of parasitic thing, but I don't know how fast they move. Like 3 days later, I make it to the room.
Okay. You slide in through the intestine and are pooped out on another sphincter. This room is very dark for you. Do you have a way to have dark vision?
Actually, I will cast daylight, which I prepared.
Oh shit. That's hilarious. What are you going to put the daylight spell on, yourself?
Yeah, man, that's all I can see, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So daylight on myself.
Bam. You got daylight.
All right.
You see a room with sort of clearer air, honestly, than outside. The floor is a strange, rubbery, purple, fleshy tone. The walls are a yellowish brown wall of what at first you think is tentacles, but they honestly look more like plants or leaves. The ceilings is made of this too. And with your bright daylight in here, you can see sort of strange, reflective flecks or stones in the fleshy floor that almost make it look like a starry night sky.
You said the walls look like leaves?
The walls look like a hedgerow. It looks like a unbelievably thick, yellowish, dying, rotting bush. And you can both roll perception checks. Ulfred, who's going to push you up the butthole?
Olbrin, push me up the butthole.
Okay.
Isuma says she will stand guard outside.
I'll be way down here.
Tokala perception? Oh yeah, Takala makes a good point. Don't light any fires.
Oh shit! I would have totally done that.
Okay. With the daylight spell, it's a little easier to see. The walls of flesh and leaves and rotting little mini tentacles are crawling with what look like 4 to 6 inch long gray maggots. Millions of them. Just churning and eating.
Some kind of space maggots.
What do you see, Tokala?
Disgustingness. You gotta see this, Oberon. You'll love it.
Do you need help? If not, I'll just let you handle it. But if you need help, I'll come in.
I need your help so much. Get in here.
When Kroktos steps off the space anus there is a sudden reaction in the room. The maggots on the walls begin to crawl down and cross the floor coming towards you. And we will roll initiative. Let's see, let me get you guys in combat. That wasn't what I meant to do. Let's do this. In combat. And in combat. You can roll initiative, including Olbrin and McGinnis, who are outside still. Okay. Did we not get Krokta? Yeah, we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You missed me. I'm way down south.
Oh, you're way down south. Okay.
Yeah, I got the when they started prying that thing open. It's like I'm getting the hell away from there because I didn't know what might be coming out.
Okay, you can roll initiative if you wish.
I'll roll it, but I've got no idea what's going on.
Olbrin, your last action was to push Ulfrid up the space butthole.
Yes.
The giant monster butthole. Anything else you'd like to do this turn?
Tokala says they need help. Nomcath?
All right.
Anything you want to do on your turn, Olbrin?
What'd you say, Nomcath?
Said I'm going to so regret this.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, do I need to be greased to get up there, Toby, or am I small enough
Yeah,
I just
probably
go
so.
in?
No, you don't think you'd have the strength to fight against the rectal muscle wall.
Okay.
Okay, you gonna start crawling up there?
I'll get you next round, Nomcath. I'll grease you too.
Okay. You can roll me a either knowledge nature. You're probably better at knowledge nature than planes.
Where's Nomcath in at the initiative order in relations to me, Toby?
All the way
He
down the bottom.
is way down. He rolled poorly.
Less than half of your initiative.
Wow. Wow.
Probably on his turn he runs up towards you, and then on your next turn you do whatever.
Gotcha.
Krokta, do you want to do a knowledge nature?
Oh, sure. I actually have quite a few fire spells prepared, unfortunately.
These are some manner of flesh-eating worm, and there's enough of them that they have formed a swarm, which means they have, in this game, swarm traits, which is a pain in the
Woo,
ass.
fire.
They're immune to mind affecting. Normal weapon damage does not affect them. AoE effects are really the only way to hurt them. And these things look like if they touch you, the shape of their mouths is designed to not only eat and consume, but to bore into flesh. So if they bite you, they will try to infest your body.
Awesome.
Oh, I didn't realize it was my turn. Sorry. Let's see then. Well, So, Kyle, did you actually say out loud, like, don't use fire spells in here?
Yeah,
Like
he
the
said don't
character?
light a fire.
Okay. Yeah. Could I do a nature to see if I think that that's actually going to be dangerous to do? To light a fire in here?
Okay. You have an air bubble on, so you're unable to smell. You have no idea what the chemical composition of the air is in here. But in most mammals and earth creatures, yeah, they do actually emit gas out of their waste expulsion systems that can be flammable.
Okay. Shoot.
So for once, what Tokala said is actually science.
Let's just say Takala's burned some bodies in the past.
And I guess I'm going to. And this is tough. I snake my way back in Anus and run. No. I don't really know what actually works on swarms. So I'm going to try this.
Well, you can know. You are very aware of
Would
these
like
sort of
entangle
things.
work on a swarm? It wouldn't, right?
No. No
Okay.
clear front or back, no discernible anatomy, you can't flank it, you can't crit it. You really can only hit it with... They cannot be tripped, grappled, bull rushed. They cannot grapple anyone. They're immune to any effect that targets a specific creature or number of creatures. You can't even disintegrate them. They're immune to any mind affecting. Splash weapons hit them, and a lot of... They take time and a half damage from AoE and splash.
Yeah. It's everything I got is either lightning or fire. That type of stuff. Okay. Shoot. I'm like really worthless right now, guys. Here, I'll try the Aqueous Orb. So Crocta will cast Aqueous Orb on the swarm in front of her, try to hold it in place. Keep it from getting to
Aqueous
her.
Orb. $10-foot diameter. I mean, any creature...
Smaller
Yeah.
creature that fails. Yeah, I feel like it might be able to contain them and
Because,
just let them float around.
well,
in it.
I mean, if there's a million creatures in a 5-foot diameter sphere, it affects all of them. So I think it should affect swarms. So, and they take time and a half. So this 2d6 non-lethal, roll me 3d6. Did you do this, the ones near you?
Yeah, the ones next to me.
Okay. You see them caught up in it. In fact, they're gonna have to actually... They seem to be caught up in it this round.
Awesome.
Good spell.
And then I'll use my move action. I think I can use the move action to move the sphere, right? So yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna use my move action to try to move them like across the room over to the door area
Okay.
that we see.
Yeah, they get pulled by it.
Okay.
Cool.
It's great use for
How
that
much-
spell.
How much would you guys hate me if I do cast this? I think you have an idea of what I'm talking.
Guess what?
Okay, that settles.
Wait, what? What are you
I have
casting?
no clue what's going on.
Oh shit. He did it.
Man.
Awesome.
Cast a
Alfred
burning hand.
just holds his hands out in front of him, lets his hammer hang by its loop and his shield hang onto the side of his arm, and holds his hands out in front of him and creates a 15-foot cone of flame to the northward, burning the creatures. And they appear to take damage from it, and the room does not explode.
Hey,
Hey.
I was honestly kind of hoping it would do extra damage if it exploded.
To be fair, you'd probably survive even if it did explode, so
Exactly, I have fire resistant.
Oh, true.
All right. Now what in the hell is going on in there?
only one
You
way to
don't wanna
find
know,
out.
man. Oh god.
Get in
How am
here!
I getting in? Charge!
Blast your way in. Do it.
You dive face first into the giant anus.
You dive face first into the giant anus. Roll me an acrobatics check.
Oh, I got this. Booyah.
Whoa. McGinnis.
Nice.
Asuma looks out of the corner of her eye as she watches you sprint past her with such a determined look on your face, and you run into the water, somehow sensing that you need to shape your body like an Olympic diver. And you put your fingers at their absolute tip above your head, point your toes downward, and dive straight up this butthole. And the fact that it's had two people come before you covered in grease seems to help you, because this butthole is lubed up and you shoot right into it.
I guess sloppy seconds is good sometimes.
This is the stream that gets me demonetized. This is the one. And that is going to be both of your move actions, sir, to get that far. But you emerge from a giant anus in the floor. You are sort of pooped upward next to Tokala.
Hey, buddy.
Good, you joined us.
Olbrin, you just watch McGinnis sprint past you and dive into the butthole.
Well, that's not fair.
It seemed like the running start helped him. But also he had excellent form. The East German judges would have given him 9.7.
These things, they're probably immune to mind affecting stuff, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got nothing.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. I
you
looked
really
through all
sure?
my spells.
I think you should look into your weapons.
Weapons. Oh, you know, I have a shotgun. Sure. I'll tag team this one with Alfred. I'll take a shot at that one.
Correct.
Sorry, trying to
It's okay.
figure this out.
Oh, is it giving you grief about ammo or something? Because we can fix that.
No, I'm just dumb about it.
Okay. I noticed that Tokala never reloaded it after the last time he used it, so. Hell yeah. Tokala pulls out his plasma shotgun and lets loose on this creature over here and blasts the entire area. Does quite a bit of damage. You see hundreds of little maggoty face-sucking bugs just explode. There's sort of green brown goop splattered everywhere all over the wall behind them. Seemed like it worked. This one is stuck in an aqueous orb. Nomcath, you just watched McInnes dive into Satan's butthole.
This is such a bad idea. And
I believe in you, little buddy.
that's my full movement.
Okay. This swarm moves towards Ulfred.
No.
It attacks him with its swarm attack.
It's a swarm, so it auto hits, right?
Yeah, you gotta roll me a reflex to negate being infested.
Ooh.
You have failed and are infested. Let me remind myself what that means. Oh boy. Yeah. That will be 2 con damage every round for only 1 round after this one. You suffer 2 con damage now and then 2 more next round.
Out.
And the rot grubs are burrowing through your flesh, consuming bits of it, and it continues as long as you remain in the swarm and for 1d6 rounds after leaving the swarm. Any energy-based attack, including negative energy, that deals 5 points of damage to you, automatically destroys all of the rot grubs infesting you, ending the effect prematurely. Or remove disease instantly kills them all.
Okay.
Okay? Tokala, it looks like Ulfred might be infested. You might have to put him down. Do you have a rock?
Thank God I have my shotgun, you know?
Oh, God.
Alright, Nomcath, you want greased?
Yeah, sure.
Love it.
Alright, I'm gonna trigger it, Josh. You forgot a slash. Oh, there you go. Well done. You have greased up the kitty. You want to shove him up the rectum?
I do. I help.
Okay. You'll help shove him in there on your turn.
Alright. So does Krakta know I just rolled a nature, do I know that attacking Ulfred with energy could help him?
Yeah. You rolled a 30 knowledge nature on these earlier. You understand how they work.
Okay.
If they get inside his body and you blast him with something, it would have to be something that permeated his body, though.
Permeated.
I think
Yeah.
I have it under control.
Okay.
Energy-based
You say so.
attack. So you couldn't like smack them off of him or pull them out of him, but if you blast the area with fire or lightning, that could kill him.
Yeah, okay.
And Ulfred is, you would know this, you've been with him long enough, he is resistant to acid
Resistant.
and fire
And electricity.
and electricity.
Okay. Then I will. It seems like such a waste, this one, but.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I think I got it under control.
Okay, yeah, I would have to go like super overkill, I think, to get you and it. Okay, well, if that's the case, then I'm gonna just leave the one over there in the corner in the aqueous orb, and then this other one that's attacking Ulfred. I can still attack it in its face, though, right? They're not all like within him now.
Correct.
I'll do a flaming sphere up on that one. Try to
Okay.
burn that.
Take this off.
3D.
Give you a little flaming sphere on it. And yeah, roll me your damage. Let's see how well they avoid it. They avoid it pretty well.
I guess if Flaming Sphere is big enough that I could put it on Ulfred, I would put it on him too. I thought it was only 1 square.
Okay.
Oh, you just ruined my funny thing. That's
Is
fine.
it-
Oh, sorry.
Really
I don't have
hurt.
to then.
No, it's fine.
Never
I
mind.
was going to walk into a corner and flame strike myself, but this works too. Because I could
Okay.
have done it. I could have done it where it hit me and the maggots and not Tukala, but this works better.
Extreme, but if there were flesh-eating maggots crawling into my arm, I would probably be willing to do that. Okay. You blast him, Croctile. You do quite a bit of fire damage to him. Looks like it's burning him. They are shying away from it, sort of curling around it, trying to avoid it, but failing so far.
Oh.
And you can move if you wish to move.
Yes.
Nah, I'll just hang out there.
Because I'll move through the sphere. Try to burn some of these out of me.
Sure. Roll a reflex save. Unless you're just not at all afraid of 15 damage.
That's fine.
You manage to take half damage yourself and burn out the infestation.
Alright, I take no damage.
Great. Good job. And all you had to do was a
Uh,
5-foot hop.
Yep. Oh,
Or-
well, I was gonna move through it.
Okay.
And then the only thing I have left, I was gonna do that because the only thing I have left that can target a swarm is Flame Strike.
Oh boy.
I think I can. Yeah, yeah. This shouldn't hit Tokala, I think.
Okay. You put it against the wall. They attempt and fail their reflex save. You guys see a burst of white, red, and orange fire appear on the swarm, and you see hundreds of them burst into flames, exploding. Bits of goo splash all the way over to Takala. The swarm is almost completely decimated, but it's still moving a little bit. And
I hate swarms so much.
make a perception check, Ulfred. Stepping over here has triggered another swarm that is coming
my
down the
God.
wall right next to you. So enjoy that.
Bullets ain't gonna do a damn thing.
Nope.
Warm, are they?
Not at all.
What about Sonic Blast?
Sonic Blast. The pistols are too precise. They are.
Alright.
They would send a couple of tiny little focus sound beams straight through, ripping up half a dozen or maybe a dozen bugs, but not the swarm.
Y'all want me to start lobbing grenades?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I don't know what I got.
Yes, sir. We've been saving them just for a
Now
situation like
you
this.
do have a weapon that fires explosive shells.
Oh, the MAGA bouncer?
Yep, the MGAE bouncer.
The MGAE bouncer, yeah, let's do it. So
If ever there was a time.
Quick draw that mofo. I think I only have like 8 rounds.
Yeah, you don't have many shells for it.
But I'll take it out and blast that one that's on the last leg.
Okay,
So let's see here.
just make sure it's not going to come back at you.
Is it does that happen?
I don't know. We've never used this gun, and I frankly forgot how I made it.
Yeah,
It's going to be kind of a surprise for all of us at this point.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah,
click the
you're...
button and see what happens.
Oh, boy.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, did it not trigger?
No.
Let me
Sure
see.
didn't.
Oh, I know why. 1 second. Sorry, it's an ammo thing. Where is that ammo? It's because the last patch changed something about it.
7 bouncer bolter bullets.
Yep, you've got them. Let me do this. Let me make sure those are set correctly. They are Dragoon firearm bullets. And then this little guy.
I just clicked use item in my inventory because I didn't see. Like,
Right. No, that's totally it. I just have to make an adjustment to
Okay.
this thing.
Alright.
Because
Time slowed
subtype.
down as
No.
Minute.
This is actually just a Pathfinder patch that broke this. Okay. Try it again, and the ammo does now show up.
Alright, here we go. Fire in the hole! Nothing.
Still no?
It says out of ammunition.
Oh, did you select it in the pop-up?
Well,
Here, I'm gonna set it to default. And it still
what
says
should I be clicking?
it still says out of
Fire.
ammunition. All right, sorry, technical difficulties, everybody. Why is it doing that? Oh, do a single attack. Yeah.
Single attack. Okay. Okay.
You
Yep,
can put
yep.
deadly aim on it, I think.
Whoa. Oh. Oh, it gave me like a little. That's fun.
McGinnis pulls the trigger and blasts the wall behind the rock grub swarm, which gets back blasted by this thing. Can't really avoid it, and gets absolutely detonated by it. You see little bits of maggot go flying all the way across the room. He soaks Tokala and himself in dead bug parts. Alfred, you
Where
felt
do
the
I
heat of
keep
that one, but you resisted pretty well.
Toys?
Yeah.
How do I make that little thingy go away? Or will it just happen?
I'll delete it in a second here.
Oh, okay.
Go.
Okay. And then he will scooch away from scary things.
Okay.
I would, Crocto, as McGinnis does, I would say you might want to watch out. That's where they came from. They're all over the walls.
True.
Go.
I didn't even know you had that gun, McGinnis.
Kind
Oh,
of forgot about it myself.
Always such a surprising man. Alright, let's go over here. Those guys haven't moved yet. I'll leave those to that. I'm gonna come up here, but not too close. Just next to Ulfred here.
Okay.
And shoot with the shotgun. Speaking of which, what kind of ammunition does this shotgun take?
I think it takes nanite canister to refill it.
I'll
'Cause it
buy
actually
that.
shoots a weird type of gas and then ionizes and explodes it.
Works for me.
Hilarious. You blast them and you see dozens of them go flying different directions as you... The shotgun seems pretty effective against them.
I'm so glad I kept this thing.
Okay. This creature is still stuck in the aqueous orb.
I guess I'm gonna go in.
You can use acrobatics to try and dive in the way you saw, Greg
Don't exactly
Lucanus
want
McGinnis
to,
go in there.
but because I don't think I can overpower it. So
No, you definitely couldn't force your way in.
you can even see the reluctance in the roll.
Yep. Namkath, you slide into the butthole, and you notice that the grease. Are you greased up? Did Olbin grease you?
Yes.
Yep.
It's a good thing you did, because again, it's kind of soaked up all the spare grease that was in the tube, and you would have gotten stuck in a dry butthole. But as it is, you squirt right through thanks to Olbrin's grease.
Wow. Can you use any more dirty terms for what you're describing?
How could I possibly describe? I mean, now once this encounter exists, there's no way to describe it without sounding like the worst porn ever. I did this to myself, really.
You really did.
And it makes things matters worse. Now that I see what the enemies are, I am going. Well, actually, not quite.
Right back through.
I regret this, Tokala.
Oh my god, where do you throw it?
Here because I'm pissed at Tokala. I don't care.
Neeson's up
Nice.
here. Okay.
Nice. Little collateral damage.
Yeah.
Alfred doesn't count because he'll shrug off anything I can do anyway. So
Pipe bomb does pretty good damage to it. It blasts them down, kills about half of them. Takala makes a save. Ulfred, you'll have to make a save.
It's half
And-
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When you hover over the damage 25, it should give you the full damage and half damage buttons. Okay. Well, Olbrin, the rest of the party has gone up the butt.
Yeah.
Only thing left to do now is do some coke off a hooker's tits.
Jeez.
Oh, that's too far? Out of all this?
Too far. I'm offended. Deep.
Just unexpected. You switched directions on me real fast.
You guys are using, like, demolition explosives up a creature's butthole.
I definitely don't have the strength or acrobatics to get up there. Can I use my shift to get up there a little bit, though?
Sure. You want to blind shift into wherever it is they're going?
Yeah, that sounds smart.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Wait, you're still outside the butthole, right?
I've been helping.
That is a natural 4.
Yeah.
You guess how far in to shift. You think you need to use at least 25 or 30 feet, but probably not more than 90. How far in do you want to shift?
30.
You shift in 30 feet, and how much upward? You think 10 to 25 feet.
10.
Okay. You blink out of the outside and blink into this room and stumble forward onto a soft, fleshy-like floor. It's like standing on a wrestling mat or something. It's got some real give to it, but good grip. And it is a sort of a sickly light purple color with occasional reflective flecks. The room is unbelievably bright as there is a snake slithering around that glows like the sun.
Oh.
Not even the fifth weirdest thing that's happening in here. So There are swarms of maggots crawling across the floor towards people. There are many dead maggots. There are a number of explosions around the room. And you are adjacent to Nomkath and the God Snake, with McGinnis behind you holding a pistol you've never seen him use. But you did hear an explosion and a thump a minute ago. It might have been that. Ulfred and Tokala are about 20 feet north of you with a huge swarm of maggots writhing towards them.
Alright then.
Since you
move
shifted,
up-
you still have a full round action.
Heck yeah, I do. I'm gonna move up to get in range of that swarm.
Range with what?
The whatever swarm's closest.
What range do you want? Currently, you're
how many-
35 feet from him.
Let's see, what's the range on Scorching Ray? Scorching Ray.
Scorching Ray is a single target spell. It won't work against them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shocking Grass, single target, Scorching
Shit.
Ray. The only thing you have, I think, that will hurt them is Lightning Bolt.
Oh, and of course I can't use Lightning Bolt because people are on the road.
No, you have a
Should
clear
just do
path
it.
to it. You could Lightning Bolt off to one side and just hit the swarm and not Ulfrid or Tokala. It's kind of to the right of them.
You could hit the one in the water too, and then I don't know. It seems like it would do extra damage to me.
Do what?
Never mind. You should go for the one that's about to attack people. Just ignore me.
Okay.
You gonna let him have it?
Ye-
Using the crackling staff?
Yes.
Hell yeah. You did OLB, try LB.
The hell's...
Did it kick you off to the wrong prompt again? Adjust this. Okay. Oop, there it comes. You rip a lightning bolt straight through this gigantic colon. Right past Tokala and Ulfrid, you guys feel the hairs on your body stand on end. You feel your armor sort of humming and vibrating. Tokala, you feel your plasma shotgun in your hands feel sort of alive for a moment. The amount of electricity that rips across the room is substantial. And the swarm, natural 20, makes it save.
Fuck!
So it only takes half of 60. And since it takes
Okay.
time and a half, it essentially takes 45. Even on a natural 20 save, you nearly melted it.
Bullshit.
When you electrify the swarm, you see hundreds of these strange little maggots with faces like drills with a mouth at the center. You see them writhing and just flailing in all directions, biting each other, biting themselves. They go absolutely berserk. It does an immense amount of damage. And then the remainders jump on Ulfrid and infest him some more.
What? I've been eating him.
Get him. And he fails his save and gets infected again.
Hell yeah.
They are crawling up his armor, his shield. They are jumping at his knees and hands. They are crawling through the cracks in his armor, biting at his flesh and trying to get inside his body. They do some more con damage.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Did not realize it was me. Can I do a perception to see if I see any more grubs waiting along the wall anywhere that look like they would attack me?
Definitely.
Alright. So I'd just be like searching along the walls. We haven't been near. Oh, fun.
You can see that the east wall is coated in maggots, chewing and eating and writhing around amongst each other.
Okay.
Probably 2 more full swarms capable of coming at you there.
Okay, I would yell to the group, point those out, so that they're aware of them as well. And I'm gonna try to cast Fire Snake on the.
Oh my gosh. On the ones on the wall?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, on those.
So your fire snake is going to go.
And if I can hit the one in the aqueous orb too, I would. Well, I
Oh,
guess I couldn't.
it
It's
is in an
water.
orb of water. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have plenty of fire snake to hit those 2. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You rip the fire snake along the entire east side of the wall. It goes forward from you about 40 feet, and then you turn it abruptly left, burning the leaves and tentacles, watching them all blacken and retreat and recede in front of you, and watching maggots fly off the wall, exploding, burning, writhing, and falling to the floor. And let's see how they do with their save. They both fail epically and take 60 points of fire damage each.
Damn, son.
Nice. And then I would use my move action to move the flaming sphere that's on top of the dead one, and move it through Ulfrid and Tokala on top of that other one that's attacking Ulfrid.
Okay, you move it through Ulfrid so that Ulfrid can make a save against it. This guy makes a save.
She specifically intended to include me.
I did say both of them, yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta make sure there's no bugs in Tokala too.
Just to be
That's
safe.
true.
I
Just
just
to
figured
be
Tokala would
safe.
enjoy it.
Roll
Not
me the
trying to be a jerk, I just
roll me the damage for it when you can. There you go. What was the DC on it? On your flaming sphere? Scrolling.
It's gonna be
back up.
17.
Okay. So Tokala makes it. Ulfrid makes it. Nice reflex save, Ulfrid. If you made your save, you take half, and then apply your resistances. The bugs did not, so they take time and a half. They are nearly destroyed. That was good.
I move back here, and then cast a wall of fire over here
Okay.
on top of those guys. Where's the draw tool?
It is. I don't know. You might not be able to use it. Let me see. Where do you want it? You want it on the ones up against the back wall?
Please.
Okay. Yeah, you put it right there.
It's a domain spell I've never used before.
Hell yeah. Get it. Wall of Fire. So, they get a 2d4 within 10 feet. Oh, if they pass through it, they get 2d6 plus your caster level. That's wicked. Just being in it, though, they take 2d4. So do me /d space 2d4. There is no save. Okay. You do time and a half damage to both of them, so they take 9 each. You see it burning them, and if they want to come off the wall, they're going to have to take your full damage.
Then I take more Condi and the Dre. Oh no, they're burned out.
Yeah.
McGinnis is gonna bide his time and hold, maybe ready in action to. Well, he'll see if Tokala can take care of this one in front of him, and if not, then he'll go and kill it.
Okay. You will delay to Tokala's initiative.
Delayed after Tokala.
Okay. Can do.
Okay, I'm gonna blast this thing.
Get him. The Danny DeVito. So anyway, I started blasting meme. It's just always McGinnis. Oh, that's
So sad.
16 might not even hit. Yeah, you blast around them and somehow it just doesn't connect. Bummer.
Okay, and then I am going to. Oh no, no,
You can
that's
move
it.
too. Yeah, you can 5-foot hop.
Sure, I'll do that. Say, my goodness, my gun's out of ammo. How do
Yeah.
you reload this thing?
McGinnis,
give me a wide berth.
you watch him blast the wall as he's kicking worms away from him and scraping them off of his own armor, and then he blasts the floor next to them, and then you hear him going click, 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 because the gun is empty and he's stumbling backwards calling your name.
Papa McGinnis, help me.
That will hit and explodes the remaining bugs. Detonated.
I got you, sucker.
Even if they make their save, which they do. They still take it. Alright. The swarm's still stuck in the Aqueous Orb. Such a great use for that spell. Nomcath, are we having fun yet?
Not really. Let's see. No, this is the one up here that's in the orb.
The one at the bottom's in the.
Yeah, the
Aqueous
one down
Orb.
here is in the Aqueous Orb.
Really, there's not much I can do. So I'm just going to move a little bit further back, and we'll just see. We'll just kind of be defensive this round. So
Okay. Parties all around you. Tokala's to the north, stumbling backwards, but it looks like McGinnis detonated the one that was hurting him. You have the other swarm 55 feet northeast, and then another one 50 feet east. And then another one in an Aqueous Orb, which
The orb
looks
one
like
also has only been taken non-lethal, so
40 foot to the east is the one in the Aqueous Orb. Now, I would not probably let Fire Snake do much damage inside an Aqueous Orb, but you know what would do damage through water?
Electricity.
Uh-huh.
I didn't. That's what I was hoping he was gonna say.
Being trapped in the Aqueous Orb, full of water, which is conductive, I'm going to make the save. Instead of your normal 19, it's going to be 23. 9. They fail. They take... Holy shit. They take 72. You guys
Fuck
see
off.
the Aqueous Orb is now a churning wall of frothing, like, white liquid as the Aqueous Orb is alive. It looks like a swarm of fish at feeding time.
I'm just gonna use my move action to move that flaming sphere over to one of the ones that's trapped behind the flame wall.
Okay.
The one in the most north, yeah. And we'll do the damage for that. And that's a 17 reflex save, I believe.
Okay. Let's try it. Made it, so he takes half. Which still matters. He takes time and a half of half. Okay, so that was the flaming sphere. Anything you'd like
Yep.
to do?
No one's infected by anything right now, right? No. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay.
I heal myself.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess I will step up to McGinnis and say, "It stopped working." Kind of just like offering the shotgun out.
Oh, I missed this guy's turn. He, can I get the firewall damage 2d6 plus your caster level, Ulfred? Hell yeah. And that is AoE damage, so he takes time and a half. Holy crap. Probably half or more of them burn up trying to get through the firewall as they move across the room towards Olbrin. They don't quite reach him yet. Tokala's turn.
Yep, that's all I can do. I'm just kind of offering up my, and then I guess I'll
You
heal
can make a
myself
knowledge
little
engineering
bit.
check to reload your shotgun.
I mean, I don't have any points in it, but sure.
Oh, then you can't. No.
Exactly, yeah. Yep, offering it up to McGinnis to see if he can help me. Like a child.
This swarm that's coming at us look pretty rough, or
It looks... The one that's right in front of Olbrin is damaged, but it still has enough... There's enough bugs there that you're concerned.
all right. I'll take a shot.
Okay.
Let me get this thing.
Hell yeah. Let's see how our save is. Fail. So it takes about 45 and detonates. The bouncer absolutely liquefies all of them. Good shot.
Sorry, Tokala, can't help. Killing shit.
Typical. Typical gunslinger. The rock grubs in the aqueous orb would desperately like to not be in it anymore. They had been sort of content to sit in there, but now they're actively trying to get out.
Well,
And they can't.
since McGinnis is actually doing something effective, and all I've got is a couple of bombs left that I want to save, I will help Takala.
There you go.
There you go.
I get it reloaded.
Do you,
Huzzah.
does you or Tokala have a nanite canister?
I do.
Okay. Just tick one off and you have reloaded his shotgun.
Alright, there.
Olbrin, the one in front of you is dead, and there is one in the aqueous orb 40 feet east and another one 55 feet northeast.
Which one is more dead?
They are both pretty chewed up, one by fire, one by electricity.
I keep hitting the one in the orb.
Okay. Boom. Fails its save and takes 93. It is dead.
Wow.
Absolutely liquefied. You guys look over and the aqueous orb was crackling with electricity and writhing like a absolute tiny pond with too many fish in it, and it goes absolutely still. It is just a clear ball of water floating over there with little bits of charred worm falling out the bottom into a pile.
Hell of a spell, Croctop. Hell of a spell.
It really is, yeah. Ulfred, can you do me that 2d6 plus caster level damage again? Okay. They automatically take 24. Pretty good. Croctop. One
Just,
swarm left.
I'll move the flaming sphere to it. Follow
Okay.
that. It's a 17 reflex for them.
Fail. So it takes Time and a half. Oh, almost dead. Almost killed it with just that.
Okay. And then I will do burning sands on it. So toss some sand its way.
Oh my.
Like that.
Okay. Let's see. Burning sands. Saving throw none. Okay.
So 4
You,
damage.
you throw burning
Or
sand over the
6.
entire room and it burns to death. You are out of combat.
Pocket sand.
Awesome.
Pocket sand.
Whew. Oh, so what's up with that floor over there,
Nice
huh?
work, team.
Yeah.
I can't
The
believe
light-
we actually beat them.
It's an adventure fit to share with kids.
We'll probably never speak of this again.
Stay
let's-
far away from the walls.
Let's go deeper in and see what this mysterious creature has in for us.
Yeah, I'm curious about the floor where you said it's like stars and stuff. If I get closer, is it just speckling or is it?
Yeah, it looks like a sort of plastic laminate floor from the 70s with little flecks of glitter in it that reflect light, except for it's spongier than that. It's really very much like a gymnasium mat. All right, see you, McGinnis.
See ya.
We're going to quit here in a minute anyway.
See you guys. Thanks for
Hey,
the
man.
laugh.
Later. Have a good time.
See ya. Want to open this next sphincter, fella? Or should I sneak my way in it? I mean, I'm assuming it's a sphincter. I don't know.
To the southeast, there is what looks like a different type of wall that is partially recessed in what might be a chamber that connects to other parts, but you don't see a sphincter or a door mechanism of any kind. There is just sort of a wall of thick, thorny, yellowish brown spines forming a barrier there, and there is a strange recessed sort of socket on the right that looks like it's closed at the moment.
Socket?
Yeah.
We have a wrench for the socket?
Oh no, it looks not like that kind of socket. It's just sort of like an opening. It's not an anus, but it's sort of like a couple of flaps on the left side and a couple of flaps on the right side, and they close to form sort of a sideways mouth.
Uh-huh. Thoughts, Tokala?
Should put something in there.
What should we put in there?
I'm looking at what I have.
Yeah, let me see.
We have those security cards or whatever.
I don't think it's that.
You know what
and
the
it'll work.
ladies like.
Yeah, I can try to like. I'll poke it with my spear.
A coffee pot?
Actually, I don't. That sounds better.
You know what? I have a collapsible trampoline.
Oh my god.
The hell?
I've been carrying this around for a while now.
Where and why?
I do not remember handing
Just in
that
case. Just in case.
out. Huh.
It was a random one in one of the bodies. I don't think you actually thought I'd take it, but I did.
Yeah.
In case you needed jump start.
I've learned not to put treasure in that if I don't want to see it used. Nothing goes to waste with this party.
So
I
what
don't
are you doing? Like
Yeah,
feeding the trampoline into it?
You can go ahead and get it with your spear.
I realize actually I'm a snake right now, so can't use my spear.
Where's the family talking stick?
Yeah, that's like, I mean, when I wild shape, right, it becomes like part of my snakeness, right?
Oh, okay.
I
You know,
think.
your snake head is roughly the right size and shape to go in the socket.
All right.
I'm gonna grab Croctop's foot.
Okay, let me see if I can resist this.
I will hold you up to the entrance.
Oh no. I don't think 9 gets me out of it.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, I could wild shape back, but nah, I reluctantly, I like half-heartedly resist.
Okay. Are you gonna shove his head in the socket?
Oh yeah. You know, it's the perfect shape.
Croctide can roll a perception check. You notice that the socket basically gives way and sort of allows you to be pressed into it. And inside you feel some perhaps scale or chitin-like objects all around you. You suddenly have stopped thinking buttholes or genitals, and you now feel like the wrong key inserted into a lock, and you're unable to turn the tumblers with your head.
Okay, has Takala taken me out yet? I'm like squirming
Okay.
in your
I'll pull
hands.
back out. What did
Okay.
you see?
Didn't see much, but I think it's a locking mechanism of some sort. But,
Just
I
shove the
couldn't open
god
it.
snake into a wall socket that looks like a vagina.
I think maybe you just didn't have the motion right. Maybe if you put me in there, different angle, then I'll hit the right spot, open it up.
You're making me feel uncomfortable.
God, this is getting really personal. Enrique just... That's worse than anything I said earlier about the butts.
I mean, I don't know. You said vagina. You opened up the door.
Come across the hookers yet? Where the cocaine?
All right. Well, we're gonna pause here. But
I feel like Tokala would be right for that.
we're gonna pause here, but I just want you guys. I'm gonna give you the tiniest sneak peek. You know, I don't normally do this, but I've been waiting weeks, maybe months. I don't know. But yes, if you get this door unlocked, this is the sound of it unlocking,
Oh, jeez.
and this is the sound of it locking again.
Oh, I actually can't hear it for some reason. I
Yeah,
haven't
I
heard
don't think.
sound this whole session.
Yeah, I noticed you didn't know your turn because you didn't hear your music. So I think your browser sound is down, or maybe you need a refresh.
Oh, man,
Either way,
I'm
it's
gonna
just
refresh.
gross, stupid sounds.
Alright, I'll catch you guys later.
All
Night now,
right.
Kev.
Bye.
Great session, guys.
Gross session,
Yeah.
guys.
Super fun.
Very.